All right, it's February 16th. You'll see that ads are publishing right now. This is for Dyno Heating and Cooling, day one as far as ad performance. So I will be checking in throughout the week, giving some updates and showing how it is that our ads are performing for this new campaign. So talk to you here later. See ya. All right, this is day four update for Dyno Heating and Cooling. It is February 19th. You'll see that we've spent about $104 in the account with no leads so far. We've made some adjustments, some pivots as far as the campaign types, the lead capture mechanisms that we're using. We've collected a lot of good data based off of the landing pages that we're using as well. So making those pivots and adjustments, and that is just a brief update for you. So I will see you in the next. All right, so this is a brief update, February the 22nd, day 6 for Dyno Heating and Cooling. We have collected 4 total leads. It says 3, but there is a 4th that is missing that has not been attributed. And then we've spent $219 in total ad spend, so that brings our cost per lead around $55. There are quite a few variants that have been ran through this account, primarily just based off of our models and what works in markets. And so some markets will take one model or one angle really well, while others will not. So it's just a matter of figuring out what models are going to work best for which market. And in this case, their market, it's a little bit different, but we are optimizing for better lead quality, better lead cost, and that is all I have for today. So I will see you in the next. All right, so this is a quick dyno update for day 9, dyno heating and cooling. February 25th, we have spent $398 in this account with about 11 leads generated, and that brings us to $36 total cost per lead. So we're sitting below the threshold in which we like to see cost per lead, which is good. We want to stay obviously low as possible, but there's a threshold that we typically look for, a range, and yeah, we're below that range, so it's just more amount. It's more focusing on now volume and making sure that we're continuously optimizing for quality. Quality is the biggest thing because the higher quality the leads, the more likely they are to book. Currently, there are 3 campaigns that are running right now. We had 3 others that were running at some points, but they have been turned off as these campaigns have been picking up a little bit better. So, anywho, that is all I have for now. I will give you another official update here in the next couple of days, and see you in the next. All right, this is a day 14 update for Dyno, March the 2nd. Currently, we have spent 661 in the account, and we are seeing a total of 16 leads that have been collected. Overall lead quality is improving, and we've made some back-end adjustments as far as the automation goes and contacting these leads. Had some conversations with the team as far as reaching out a little bit faster, and some adjustments that are being made. So we're expecting the overall conversion ratio to improve as well. As we have talked about many times, it's not about the lead count. It's more so about how many of these leads are actually converting into booked appointments and finished jobs. And so one of those have already converted. We have a few that have had some estimates sent out. And now it's just, again, continuing to improve the quality and then start to focus on quantity as we spend some more in the account. But that's a very brief update for you, day 14, and I will see you in the next. Alrighty, so this is day 17, March 5th for Dyno Heating and Cooling. Quick update here, 784 has been spent total within the ad account, with 20 total leads coming in, bringing our cost per lead right around $39 and some change. Ultimately, quite a few changes have been made into the account. One of the main ones being some targeting updates. So making sure that the counties and areas that we're servicing are getting targeted with our ads. We've had a few leads that have come in that have either driven through our counties or areas and actually live somewhere else abroad within Kansas and or surrounding states that have been getting hit with a couple of our ads. So just tightening that piece is really important, along with some changes on the back end, the forms and the actual landing pages, making sure that we're asking a couple more quality high-end questions to make sure to further qualify those leads. In addition to that, I mean, there's quite a few, I'll just give like a brief overview. There's quite a few ads that have been launched in this account. This is the name of the game within that first 30 days is really dialing in where it is that we're starting to see a lot of people actually being receptive to, what offers they're receptive to, what angles they're receptive to. And so This is the name of the game for the first 30 days. If you're not doing this, then you're just leaving a lot of money on the table and you're not optimizing anything. So you're just kind of spraying and praying and hoping that something works out. That being said, that's just a very brief update here for the 5th of March. We do expect some, we've already actually had 5 appointments come through out of these leads, and then 1 closed, and then 1 that's actually in the process of being closed. So that being said, it's just, again, the optimizing process for that first 30 days, making sure we're dialing in those things that we can control. That's all I have here, and I will see you in the next. Alrighty, so this is day 21 update for Dyno Heating and Cooling. It is March the 9th, here with my co-founder Austin. And so far we have collected 21 leads at a total ad spend of about $1,035, bringing our total lead cost to $49, which is a little bit north of the last updates, but still within our CPA or CPL range. There's been a lot of ads that have been pushed inside of this account, a lot of testing, primarily because one of the things that I've highlighted in other videos is that the same angles that we run with in other counties or areas or states might not work the same way in different ones. And so that's the important thing of having an arsenal of ads and a lot of experience in which you can actually deploy these things and start to dial in lead cost and improve overall lead quality. So that being said, that's today's update, March 9th, and I will see you in the next. All right, this is day 23 update for Dyno Heating and Cooling. It is March the 11th, and currently we have spent $1,100 in the account with a total of 26 leads that have been collected. This will equate to 25, but we just had a recent lead that came in, so that brings us to 26. And that overall will bring our total cost per lead to about $44. And so with this update, I mean, I'll give you a little bit of sauce as far as like some of the back end stuff. So one of the main things that I will mention in case you're like running this for yourself or you have an agency even working with you or for you is to make sure that you're testing multiple segments of like your services. So don't just run ads only for, first off, we don't do this, but tune-ups, I don't recommend you do tune-ups, stuff like that. It's just not very useful. And if you want installs, things that are actually going to drive business revenue, it's not really great. So I would avoid that altogether, but I would run ads particularly for the verticals of the services that you do. So not just full installations, but like just AC, just furnace, just heat pump, and just some of these other more vertical services, because you're likely to kind of contact someone that might know that they have an issue with one of these systems that then could lead into a full installation rather than just advertising the full installation in the first place. Again, test that for yourself, but that's one recommendation I would have. Now, as far as these leads, we've had, like I mentioned before, we had 1 close. We have 2 that are actually very close to closing. They're in the pipeline. As far as just like getting the financing details and stuff figured out, as far as our client has let us know. And then the only other thing is there are quite a few other people that are just like have received estimates and that are still being worked as leads, along with, I believe, 1 other just scheduled appointment that's coming up here as well. So lead flow, pipeline flow, and deal flow is moving in the right direction. This is March 11th update, day 23. I will see you in the next. Day 28 update, March the 16th for Dyno Heating and Cooling. Going over ad performance here. $1,300 has been spent in the account with a total of 32 leads collected. And that brings our total cost per lead to right around $42 cost per lead. Now, 2 have been closed. There are a couple of appointments that have been booked, and primarily it's just been optimizing ads and honestly getting some of our other models and formats in here. Again, I think I've explained this in probably a previous case study or video, but there are many ways to generate leads, and once you understand the ways in which are really working now and that are working best, it's now then a understanding of like how do these fit in my marketplace and how are people in my market actually responding to these formats, and how is it that I'm executing on these formats to actually get leads to convert into booked appointments and closed deals. And so that's been a lot of the conversation and optimizations that have been going on. We have 2 more days until I'm going to give the official day 30, or 3 days, day 31 update. That being said, that is today's update, and I will see you in the next. All right, so today is officially day 31 for Dyno Heating and Cooling. Today is March the 19th, and I'm just going to run through some stats here. So after 31 days, we have spent a total of $1,500.49, or $1,549 in the account, and have generated 40 leads, which brings our cost per lead to $38. Now with these leads, it's a blend of lead forms, but also website leads. We like to convert leads off of our actual landing pages and our systems on the back end, as we find that the quality and conversion rate is a little bit higher than just lead forms alone. And that's what we do for all accounts and all clients that we work with. And so ultimately, with that lead cost being at 38, that's actually quite low, which is a good thing. We want obviously our lead cost to be low and the quality of those customers to be high, because that leads to obviously better conversion rates, more booked appointments, and more booked appointment to actually install ratios. Speaking of, 2 installs have been confirmed, with a couple others that are in the pipeline right now and waiting to be closed on. And so the quality of these leads have improved just throughout this 31 days, and they will continue to improve. We have some plans for some other things we'll be launching into the account, and that is all I really have for now. So we're on a good trajectory with Dyno Heating and Cooling. We expect more, and that's all I have. I'll see you in the next.